rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Patriot Brief. Hey, how you doing? I'm your host, Mike. On to today's brief here.
Warrant President Biden and all members of the Biden family masked at all times on federal lands last night if he signed an executive order that mandates masks on federal lands at all times.
At the inaugural...
At the Lincoln Memorial, yes.
I think, Steve, he was celebrating an evening.
The press, did anybody hear that press briefing, about a few days ago, when the Associated Press from different platforms such as Fox and CNN and others were asking the new press secretary, what's her name? Pataki, Pasasak, I don't know, whatever her new name is, the new press secretary, Jen Psaki, whatever her name is. They were asking her, why did Biden not have a mask on at the Lincoln Memorial, which is federal property, right? After only short few hours of him signing an executive order stating, why was he not masked, or why did he not have a mask on during his visit? Here's more of the Associated Press asking this new press secretary of the Biden administration why, what, where, what's going on with his mandate if he's not following the new law that he signed in effect. You got to listen to it. Here she is right now speaking.
A historic day in our country, and certainly he signed the mask mandate because it's a way to send a message to the American public about the importance of wearing masks, how it can save tens of thousands of lives. We take a number of COVID precautions, as you know, here in terms of testing, social distancing, mask wearing ourselves, as we do every single day. But I don't know that I have more for you on it than that.
But as Joe Biden often talks about, it is not just important the example of power, but the power of our example. Was that a good example for people who are watching who might not pay attention normally?
Well, Steve, I think the power of his example is also the message he sends by signing 25 executive orders, including almost half of them related to COVID. The requirements that we're all under every single day here to ensure we're sending that message to the public. Yesterday was a historic moment in our history. He was inaugurated as president of the United States. He was surrounded by his family. We take a number of precautions, but I think we have bigger issues to worry about at this moment in time.
Yeah, big issues to worry about at this moment of time. To ensure all Americans are safe and following protocols, except for Joe, right? Joe's an exception. He's an exception. Of course, he was inaugurated. Press secretary says, we got to look at, he was surrounded by his peers and his family and friends and fellow colleagues of Congress and fellow colleagues of Democrats. Yeah, but did you... Oh, God. Did you look at the comparison? Those were just people in his inner circle. You want to talk about comparison between the inauguration of Joe Biden versus the 2017 inauguration of President Trump? There's no comparison. Tens of thousands of people showed up for Trump's inauguration. Even people that hated him still showed up. Just shows the type of power and the type of popularity that we had amongst the two presidents. But 25 executive orders in one day. I guess they're going to try to top off the many accolades and many achievements under President Trump in 4 years. I don't think they're going to they're gonna do anything. I mean, this president is just, I don't know. He's not leading by example, so to speak. And the press secretary was basically not prepared for that briefing from the Associated Press. Peter Ducey presses the Pataki Pampasak or whatever her name is. I'm trying not to laugh. I don't know. I think it's Pasaki, right? Pataki? Pasaki? Patuki? Oh boy. I'm telling you. It's just, between the two press secretaries, between Pasaki, Panataki, whatever her name is, and the previous press secretary, there's no comparison. Kayleigh McEnany basically outdid herself as press secretary. I thought she was a tremendous press secretary. This new one, Pataki, whatever her name is. Oh boy, I'm telling you, it's it's a little bizarre if you ask me. You got to listen into some more as the new Biden press secretary takes softball questions. This was in her first briefing. You got to listen to this. I mean, oh boy, I tell you. I mean, if anything, you got to listen to this. It's funny, but yet a little disturbing on how this is going to take into play.
Biden's White House press secretary is facing mostly friendly questioning during yesterday's press briefing. A stark contrast from what we were seeing for President Trump's press secretaries. Well, you take a look for yourself. Here's some comparison.
It's been reported that you did $500,000 worth of deep cleaning. Could you talk about the measures that you took to ensure that the president is safe?
I understand your point.
It is extreme
The president
vetting.
himself called it bad.
I understand.
Is he confused or are you confused?
No, I'm not confused.
Do you see yourself, your primary role is promoting the interests of the president, or are you there to provide us the unvarnished truth?
You've been saying this over the last couple of weeks that nobody has been tougher on Russia and Vladimir Putin than this president. Isn't there some hyperbole in that when you say that?
Give us some color about what it was like for him going into the Oval Office.
Shouldn't the president be telling people the truth about this virus at his rallies?
The president is telling people the truth, and you're right, Jim, that he was talking about...
He's saying that it affects virtually nobody and that it doesn't affect young people. He's not telling the truth.
On a lighter note, will he keep Donald Trump's Air Force One color scheme change?
I mean, these are just the softball questions. The softball questions that this new Biden press secretary takes compared to the other three press secretaries that we've had in the last 4 years under Trump. Literally bashing every press secretary. They don't bash this new one, except for the one press anchor from Fox, because they were drilling her about the mass mandates. Fast forward a little bit of this new one. The new press secretary, literally not just taking softball questions, not literally getting enough heat like the other three did. This is the difference, folks, between the two administrations. But what can you expect with this new administration? Oh, here's the new Biden press secretary. They're going to deliver that. They're going to tell you. They're going to tell you what they're going to do here. Yeah, that's a truck going by because we don't even know what's going to happen in the next 4 years. This is Paul with the sound effects. Paul, I love you when you do the sound effects. You deliver them in the right period of time on the show here. But anyway, folks, this is what we hopefully will expect in the next 4 years on this new administration. Oh, you got to listen to this. It's something to, I guess, understand. I want to play the soundbite here, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Home, your energy. Solar gives you the power to take back control. Reduce your electric bills. Reclaim your energy independence. Power up with high-performance, high-efficiency panels from LG. A leading 25-year limited warranty and a top 1% reputation means peace of mind. The full power of the sun is yours. Call 866-631-9815.
Thank you for joining us on this historic day. It's an honor to be here with all of you. When the president asked me to serve in this role, we talked about the importance of bringing truth and transparency back to the briefing room. And he asked me to ensure we are communicating about the policies across the Biden-Harris administration and the work his team is doing every single day on behalf of all American people. There will be times when we see things differently in this room, among all of us. That's okay. That's part of our democracy, and rebuilding trust with the American people will be central to our focus in the press office and in the White House every single day. So we had a very busy and active day today, as you all know, but I wanted to take a moment to go through the 15 executive actions, or highlights of them, I should say, and some of the steps that the president asked agencies to take today. You should have all received copies of the executive orders as well as the accompanying fact sheets, but I want to take this moment to highlight them for the American public who are watching at home. To combat the deadly virus, the president launched his 100-day masking challenge, asking Americans to do their part and mask up for 100 days. He's doing his part as well, issuing a mask mandate that will require anyone visiting a federal building or federal land or using certain modes of public transportation to wear a mask. He signed an executive order reversing Trump's decision to withdraw from the World Health Organization. This will strengthen our own efforts to get the pandemic under control by improving global health. And tomorrow, we're not wasting any time, Dr. Fauci will participate remotely in the meeting of the World Health Organization as the U.S. head of delegation. President Biden also officially appointed a COVID-19 response coordinator, a position and team we had already previously announced, but made it official today, to create a unified national response to the pandemic. And he reestablished the national security team responsible for global health, security, and biodefense. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered an almost unprecedented housing affordability crisis. He took immediate action to confront the crisis and asked relevant agencies to extend nationwide moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures. The pandemic has also increased the hardship on millions of Americans who owe federal student loans. In response, the president asked the Department of Education to extend the pause on student loan payments and interest. He rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement, putting the United States back in a position to exercise global leadership in advancing the objectives of the ambitious agreement. Sorry, hope you're comfortable. There's a few more. And a second broad executive order will roll back harmful regulatory reversals made by the previous administration to protect public health and the environment. This order protects our nation's treasures by reviewing the boundaries for several national monuments, places a temporary moratorium on all oil and natural gas leasing in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, and reestablishes the interagency working group on the social cost of greenhouse gases. He also launched a whole-of-government effort to advance racial equity and root out systemic racism from federal programs and institutions. He directed the Secretary of Homeland Security, in consultation with the Attorney General, to take all appropriate actions to preserve and fortify DACA, which provides temporary relief from deportation to Dreamers, young people who were brought to this country as children. The president also put an end to the Muslim ban of policy rooted in religious animus and xenophobia. He signed a proclamation effective immediately, halting further funding or construction of the previous administration's border wall and terminating the so-called national emergency used to wastefully divert billions for wall construction.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. Are you done yet? Just making crazy scenarios under this new administration. Just heard the new Biden press secretary, Pataki, Manaki, whatever her damn lame name is. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. First of all, who is this new press secretary? She seems like when she talks, she's she's under pressure and she can't handle herself and she's trying to get to the point, but she seems like she's winded or out of breath or something. I mean, who is this press secretary? Who is she? Who is she? I don't know. Where did she come from? Anyway, there's it's coming out of Yahoo, believe it or not, saying Scandal fans. Anybody? I guess the show. What is that? Scandal? I never got into it. I don't even know what the hell the show is about. But it says Scandal fans think Biden's press secretary Jen Psaki, whatever her name is, looks. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to joke about this, but I don't want to say her name wrong because I don't know if it's Psaki or Pataki or Pisasaki. I don't know. I'm trying here, guys. I really am. Anyway, the fans of Scandal think Biden's press secretary looks just like the show's fictional White House spokesperson. Yeah. Thanks, Paul, with the sound effects. Scandal fans think that that Biden's new press secretary, Jen Psaki, looks just like Abby Whelan from the show. The fictional press secretary picked up on comparisons. Yeah, I'm looking at the the comparisons right now. I mean, they're almost identical. It just looks like the other one, Abby, had longer red hair, and this new press secretary has the shorter red hair, almost like a bob haircut. But yeah, there's a lot of comparisons. I totally can agree with that. The actress tweeted advice to Psaki, including "Don't get power hungry and don't cry." She's not doing either or of them. She looks like she's winded every single time when she talks. Does anybody get that vibe? Like she's like, God. Sounds like she's out of breath. Sounds like she needs another car going by. Yeah, on that one. Yeah, it sounds like she's out of breath. It sounds like she's out of breath and she needs a glass of water or something. Or an inhaler. I'm trying not to make fun of her or anything, but I don't know. This whole administration, folks, is a joke. It really is. We just heard a long speech here by the new press secretary on Biden's plan on what he wants to do. Well, he's rejoining the Paris Accord, which is a dangerous disaster for this country. It's going to bring us to a lot of lows in this country. Don't get me started with that. Biden also stated that he's going to invoke a 100-day ban on immigration deportation. Okay, so we're going to allow more illegals into the country, even though we're still going through a pandemic. The pandemic is not over, folks. It's still here. We're still going through a damn pandemic, and now he wants to bring more illegal immigrants into this country. That's not gonna solve everything. It's gonna make the death rate go up, and still we're going into a year with this pandemic. Almost 2 more months will be a full year, and we're still counting deaths. I mean, what the hell, right? But what can you do? What can you do? Right? What can you do? Anyway, but everybody wants to know, including me, I was going into this here, who is this new press secretary for the Biden administration? Well, she's leading the first all-female senior White House communication team in U.S. history. Well, okay. Well, yeah. As soon as the results of the election had finally been certified in his favor and the transition was officially allowed to commence, now President Joe Biden wasted no time at all in releasing a steady stream of cabinet and other senior White House staff appointments in the months leading up to his inauguration on January 20th, this a couple days ago. Among these in the line was the promise to construct an executive branch that reflects the diversity of the citizens it'll be serving. Okay? Now, of this new press team appointees, of whom are all women. They're all women in that team, the press team there. Every member is a woman. So I guess what are they trying to do? They're trying to make a point here that they want an all women press team. Like what's that for? I don't understand. The 7 appointees include communication directors for Harris, First Lady, Dr. We have to say Dr. Jill Biden now because she's a doctor. A doctor of what? You know, it's just that she's a doctor. You know, first of all, she's not a real doctor. I don't understand why people say doctor. The only person that deserves the word doctor is if somebody's, operating on somebody or, somebody in that field. She's a doctor. She's a doctor of science. That's, And the White House as a whole, as well as 2 deputy directors and Harris chief spokesperson. At the helm of this history-making team is this new press secretary, Jen Psaki, I believe. We believe that's her last name. Who, as a press secretary, now serves as a spokesperson for the entire Biden administration. So not only is she a press secretary, she's also serving as a spokesperson for the entire Biden administration. Here's what you need to know about this new press secretary, including all the details on many years of her experience in senior White House communication roles. Okay, she has got some experience in White House communication roles. Let's read more about this woman on who is she? Who is this new press secretary? Psaki has... Okay, I'm going to have to stop. One of these days, I'm going to get her last name right. Has worked as a core member of multiple presidential and campaign press teams for nearly 2 decades. With 2 decades, you look at a picture of her, she looks like she's 26 years old. She's worked since she was 6 years old? God. I mean, seriously, you look at her. I mean, she looks like she's 26 years old. You're trying to tell me that she's in her upper 30s, low 40s? If she is, she looks great for her age. Within a few years of her graduation from the College of William and Mary in 2000, she joined John Kerry's 2004 presidential campaign as a deputy press secretary. So she's got experience, okay. Well, sometimes even with experience doesn't necessarily cut the fit of the role. Well, we see that with Biden. He's been in office for 47 going on 48 years and hasn't done anything for the American people. I mean, it's true. I mean, what has he done? Not very much, besides making bad policies even when he was in the Obama administration. So now we understand who this new press secretary is, because I was kind of concerned on who she is and and everything else, because in my opinion, you need to have a strong press secretary, right, for your administration to handle, crisis, to handle mayhem, to handle all types of issues that are, coming from the Associated Press. So that's that. So what are we going to see under this new Biden administration? Oh, and then he also states that he wants to, I said this earlier in my show here on the brief, that he wants to put a 100-day mandate on masks on federal property, even though Biden was at the Lincoln Memorial a few days ago and completely ignored his own mandate. I mean, he was with his family, right? So is that an excuse that he was able to just ignore it? Just ignore it and say, it's okay, I'm the president. I'm going to sign a mandate, but I'm not going to wear it. Folks, this president is becoming more of a hypocrite as a president than a leader. And frankly, is a complete damn joke. Folks, we'll be right back after these short words. I'm going to take another quick commercial break, and then I'm going to close it out here on the brief. I just wanted to give you a couple updates here on the press secretary and a few other things here. But we'll be right back after these words, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, we're back to the show here. I'm going to close it up here. We're talking about this new press secretary team on how they want to tackle the coronavirus, the mask mandate. They also signed some new bills into play here and into law. Folks, I think it's quite funny that this new President Biden here signed an order relating to the masks. It's a mask mandate on federal and interstate travel. So basically, if you're on federal property or you're traveling on the interstate, I guess it's including, I didn't read too much about the interstate travel, but if you're on federal property, they want you to put a mask on. Well, that was funny because Biden was at the Lincoln Memorial, with his family celebrating his presidential win and becoming the 46th president of the United States, and clearly didn't have a mask on. This is coming, folks, hours after he signed this new law into effect. And then still, is he leading by example with his own mandate? His own mask mandate that he signed into law hours before. And then hours later, doesn't even have a mask on federal property. The bill that he just signed. I mean, this is now becoming what I'm starting to call it, hypocrite commander-in-chief, or the liar commander-in-chief of the United States. I mean, this president is becoming a joke, trying to outdo the previous administration of Trump. And then they're taking, and then don't get me started. I said on my show the other day, he's now trying to reverse every order that Trump put into play, including rejoining the Paris Accord, which is a disaster for America. It's going to put us to dark times, even worse than under Obama's presidency. That's a disaster. Also reversing WHO, the World Health Organization, basically putting a slap on the face on Trump's order on that one. Reenacting DACA. Okay? And then, the worst of them all, 100-day deportation freeze. Basically stating to our neighbors south of us in Guatemala and Mexico, okay, come on in. Trump's not president anymore. You can come on in. Yeah. 100-day freeze on that. So are we basically getting the same thing that had under the Obama era of basically catch and release? Yeah, Biden's bringing that back into the play. The catch and release policy. More disastrous policies that Biden is unveiling to the American people basically reenacting, I want to say, about 70% of Obama's policies now in 2021. That was in 2012, 2013, and on up to before Trump took office back in 2016. Yeah, I mean, this is a disaster. And then on top of that, the great, beautiful border wall that's been basically being constructed the last 4 years has put a freeze on it and basically paused funding to the border wall. I mean, clearly showing signs that the border wall may come down soon under this new administration. Folks, it's terrible, it's bad for our country, and we are in dark times. I'm going to close it out with that, folks. If you want to have prosperity in this country, if you want to stand up what you believe is right, stand up for what you believe is right. Because clearly this new administration is not the same administration we had the last 4 years. They are reenacting the same policies under the failed presidential policies that Barack Obama signed. And believe it or not, Joe was part of that administration. And he's reenacting all the bad policies. We're literally seeing an Obama 2.0 right now in 2021. Disaster. That being said, folks, I'm going to close it out here today. Hope everyone enjoyed today's brief. We're going to do some episodes next week. I'm not sure. I might do 3. I might do 4 with a couple of Patriot briefs in between. If you want to hear any previous or current podcasts and episodes through the show here, you can hear them on the Patriot Brief, and you can also hear them on the Patriot Angle podcast. Okay? They are uploaded on our Facebook page, the Patriot Angle Podcast. So please click and like that page and follow us on the Patriot Angle Podcast. Also, subscribe to us on our Spotify page. It's free. We don't ask you for a dime, folks. If you want to contribute and support our page, it's on you. But we don't ask for a dime. All contributions and donations to the show are greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining into today's episodes, and we'll see you on the next one. You just heard an episode of the Patriot Brief, an Anchor platform.